Grace and peace to you all. Welcome to our morning devotion time on this Sunday morning. Hope you have a cup of coffee or tea with us this morning as we begin today and prepare our hearts for worship in a couple hours. I just have a prayer and a scripture reading for you all. You've seen in a few of the devotions this week that the lectionary scripture is Psalms 23. The lectionary is an agreed upon set of scriptures that goes on a 3-year cycle, and these scriptures are assigned to a Sunday. And so the scripture that's preparing us, our hearts all week, is those scriptures. And so each lectionary text has typically an Old Testament, a New Testament, and a Psalms, and sometimes also a gospel and an epistle from the New Testament. And so Psalms 23 was assigned to this Sunday, and so you've heard a number of our devotion leaders giving some thoughts, some ideas about 23rd Psalm, and reading it for you all in our devotion time. But what I think is really powerful about the 23rd Psalm is when you compare it and relate it to the 22nd Psalm. The 22nd Psalm says, is what Jesus quoted on the cross while he was being crucified. In most translations, it begins with, my God, why have you forsaken me?" It is a psalm that of someone crying out in agony, and it's a lot longer than the 23rd Psalm. Psalm 22 is, and it's very, very powerful. God, my God, one translation says, "Why did you dump me miles from nowhere? Doubled up with pain, I call to God all the day long. No answer, nothing. I keep at it all night, tossing and turning." And the psalm continues to move through this very authentic and honest agony. And you could see why Jesus would have repeated it, spoken it, cried it out while on the cross. And then we get to the 23rd Psalm that speaks about God's presence through all of that agony, through all of that darkness, that shadow, valley of shadow and death. So I don't know what context or situation you find yourself in this morning, but I wanted to share the 23rd Psalms to you in that context, of where it is in Scripture, that it follows this long poem of agony, this long psalm, Psalm 22, that Jesus very much related to. My God, why have you forsaken me? I feel like you're miles away. And then we have this 23rd Psalm. And this is Eugene Peterson's translation in what's found in the Message of the 23rd Psalm. I'm going to read it slowly and carefully so you can allow it to wash over you afresh and anew this morning, no matter what your context is, that it might reveal God to you and lift your spirit. God, my shepherd, I don't need a thing. You have bedded me down in lush meadows. You find me quiet pools to drink from. True to your word, you let me catch my breath and send me in the right direction. Even when the way goes through Death Valley, I'm not afraid when you walk at my side. Your trusty shepherd's crook makes me feel secure. You serve me a 6-course dinner right in front of my enemies. You revive my drooping head. My cup brims with blessing. Your beauty and love chase after me every day of my life. I'm back home in the house of God for the rest of my life. I think it's beautiful that this short and uplifting psalm sits right after an authentic psalm of agony and pain and suffering. That God sits with us in the midst of all of it. So no matter where you are in life and context, going through being quarantined, I pray that text might speak to you. And then I offer this prayer from an old book of mine called Touch Holiness. Will you pray with me? Invisible God, give us hearts to see the things our eyes overlook. Open our hearts to feel the things our hands can't touch. Open our hearts to hear the still small voice, which sounds like only silence to our listening ears. Touch us to know you for what you really are. Not flash or thunder, but love, softly spoken, flowing like a fountain, bathing the soul and the skin. Amen. Grace and peace, my friends. We'll see you at 9:30 on Facebook Live for worship. God bless you.